Oh, hello, and welcome to the, Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I am Michael Pinter, where I teach you how to start flipping or wholesaling houses in New York, or if you're already doing it, how to grow your business. I am sitting in some horrible traffic. I am late to a seller appointment, and I hope I am not too late. So this is a question I get a lot from people, and it's how do I get a big enough list? Now, it's actually a good question, because there are a lot of people who think that you should start with a small list. And I have people tell me, I worked with a list for the last 7 months, and I ask them how big it is, and they tell me it's 400 people or something. You need a list of around 10,000 to even know what the hell is going on. You've got to understand, this is a huge funnel, siphoning, disqualification process. And if you don't have a big list, you're really not going to know if it's a good list or not. So everybody thinks, I'm going to get a small list, I'm going to save money, I'm going to just work it, I'm going to concentrate on it. If you don't have a list of close to 10,000, I would say 8,000 or 9,000 minimum. Don't bother with it. So how do you get this list? So there's really two ways that I get lists. Two ways I would recommend getting lists. The first is listability. So there is a link below for a link where you will get, I think it's listability.com/RPB. You get my pricing, which is the cheapest pricing available on listability. And they will work with you to get a list. So if you can talk to them and speak to them, listability is not the easiest interface, but if you use my link, it's pretty much asking someone and telling them you need a list of 10,000, I would say it, or close to 10,000, and they will help you. Now, that's step one. Now, what that will give you is a list. You'll pay for 10,000. You'll pay somewhere between, I don't know, $400 and $600 for it, and that list should last you 6 to 8 months. But it's a straight up list. Now, there's another way, and that is PropStream. So that is there's a link below, redatanow.com, and that'll give you a link to PropStream, where it's $97 a month after a 7-day free trial, and I give 10% back if you keep it for every 3 months. So for every 3 months you get 10%. So it's going to cost you about $1,000 a year. Now the advantage, and it will let you download up to 10,000 addresses a month. Now you're not going to want to download 10,000 a month, but it also gives you the ability to get a lot of information on properties throughout the country, including comping out, or in other words, getting value of a property. So it's a much more valuable product. If you're not licensed, then I recommend everybody get licensed so that you have access to the multiple listing service, MLS. If you don't have MLS access, then you want to get PropStream. So if you don't have MLS access, I'd recommend getting PropStream. If you do have MLS access, you might want to get listability. The data's a little better. And I know you say it's going to cost me more money, but if the data's even a little better, it's probably worth it. But it's up to you. If not, that's how I would do it. If you don't have MLS access, get PropStream, use PropStream, spend $97 a month, use my link so you get a little bit back. And if you do have MLS access, then I'd probably go to listability. Now, the question is, how do you run a list, right? Everything I just said was really easy. The real question is, what do you do? So I've done videos on it, and I guess I could do more videos on it, but within listability has 4, but it's really 3 pre-made lists for real estate investors. So the first one is vacant absentee owners. So that's a good one. The next one is older people who, I can't respond to this text, but okay. Older people who have lived in the house a long time. That's good. I've used that. I've used the vacant absentees, and it also has people that are high ESI index, which means they're going through, or low ESI, I forgot what it was. People that are having economic trouble. It also works. So you can use any of those, or you can use a combination of those, right? And the main thing you need to know first is where you're going to operate. So people that are telling me, that I can only get a list of 1,000, it really depends on how big of a population size you're working with. If you're working with at least a population size of 300,000, I would say it shouldn't be trouble getting the list. If it is, then your criteria is a little messed up. So now, it's different in every single county, what I'm saying. So it's important that you understand that. Where am I turning off of this? Exit 35. So, like, for example, there are certain counties where if you put in a lien information in PropStream, you'll get thousands of liens. That's good. But if you put that in like Nassau County, you'll get 3 entries for the whole county. So you have to play around with different criteria. So that was listability. On PropStream, you can do the same kind of thing. So you can go people that own a house a long time, people that are over a certain age. You can filter against high property values. You can look for absentee owners. It really depends what you're looking for, and I would just play around with the criteria until you make it more, get more. If anybody needs help, first of all, you can look up the videos I did of doing it on PropStream. Maybe I'll do another video of me getting a list on PropStream, or maybe I'll do a video of getting it on listability. Maybe I'll do a video on both. Woo! If you'd like that, I'll be happy to, because I'm here to help. And hopefully I'm not going to get into an accident. So that's it. You play with the criteria. So for example, if my list was small, if I got 5,000 on it and I was going for age, I'd go younger, right? My list was small and I was filtering out for property values, I'd go a bigger range of property values, right? There is no right or wrong here. You're just going for people that are more likely to sell than the average guy on the street. That's it. But you can constantly cock around with what you're doing. You can play around with the criteria all the time. So you have to play with the criteria. If you need help with it, I'm happy to help you, but that's how it works. You got to build a list in either of those tools, using either of those tools, and you keep playing around until you get at least, I would say, 9,000. I wouldn't go less than 9,000. When you get a list that's a decent size, then you can skip trace the list, which of course I can help you with too, and you just got to call or text them. That's how it works. It's really that simple. First step really is deciding where you're going to operate. I would narrow it down to zip codes. So, or go with a whole county if you want, but zip codes are usually helpful. It takes 15 minutes to do like a zip code search in an area and figure out which zip codes you want. And then I'd put them in. Oh, you can't do that in PropStream. You can only do that in listability. But it's important for everybody to know. Am I going south or north? Fuck, I think I'm going north. Important to know where you're operating. And maybe your county is too small. Maybe your county is too big. You got to look and see what the story is with that. I hope I'm going the right way. I'm so freaking late. But that's how you do it. You play with the criteria. You adjust the criteria. If you don't have enough, you make the criteria more. And if you have too much, you make the criteria less. It's that simple. It sounds arbitrary, but it's the truth of how it works. I pray to God this is the right exit. Please, God, tell me 35 minutes is the right one. And I got to... crap. I apologize. But that's how it works. I would stay on the fact that you want a list of at least 9,000 to 10,000. And if you're not getting it, it's because you
filter in the people who will.
Shoot.
That's how it works.
You over filtered. And if you got too much, then you under filtered. Oh, I think I went the right way. I gotta get on the LIE here. LIE East. Okay. And that's it. And if it sounds crazy to you, I promise you that's the way it works. I mean, listen, there's a huge luck factor in this. Nobody really knows who's gonna pick up the phone when you call, who's gonna have the right number when you skip trace, who's gonna want to sell. You got to work with large lists of people that are more likely to sell for whatever the reasons we just discussed. Vacant absentee is a good reason. Old and living there a long time is a reason those people die or they don't, or they sell. And having economic distress of some sort. I think the fourth list on listability is like divorce, but it's a very small list. So I don't know. I never used it, but people do. If you want to stay with you want to add that as a additional factor when you list stack. Just talk about list stacking. List stacking is taking a bunch of lists and seeing how many people show up on multiple lists and maybe focusing on the ones that show up on the multiple ones. That's basically it. So I hope this was helpful. It's hard as hell for me to drive and talk at the same time, but I forgot to do a video this morning, so that's why I'm doing it now. So if you're interested in how I can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com. If you're interested in my course, go to howtoflipnewyorkcourse.com. If you're interested in coaching, go to coaching.howtoflipnewyork.com. If you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching on any channel, please give me a thumbs up. The likes really help. I really appreciate all the likes, and keep the comments coming. So comments are really helpful. This came from a comment, a recent comment, and I go live 5 times a week, and to be honest, sometimes I really have no clue what I'm going to say. So I go to the comments and I answer those questions, and sometimes I'll do a video on it. If it's a simple comment, I'll just reply with an answer. If it's a simple answer to the comment, there's no simple comments, they're all good comments. I will just reply. If it's a topic that maybe I've dealt with several times, I'll send you links to the videos. And if it's something that I haven't dealt with in a while like this, or something that I haven't done at all ever before, I will be happy to do a video on it explaining how it works. So this time, this was a response to a comment. I hope this was helpful. Thank you very, very much for watching. I'm trying to shut this off. And it is not so simple because I don't want to drop the phone. Okay.